Much of Liverpool's improvement towards the end of the 2022 to the 2023 Premier League season came when Trent Alexander-Arnold moved from right-back to defensive midfield in an inverted role in a 3-2-5. Now, many people have called for him to move into midfield permanently, and that means that Liverpool would have to, in theory, go out and buy a right-back. With Calvin Ramsey not particularly working out, and Joe Gomez always being a little bit error-prone, it's time for the Reds to look elsewhere. Benjamin Pavard's been mentioned, as well as Jurrien Timber, but there is one man who has recently been linked to Liverpool who I want right now. It's a no-brainer, it's Kyle Walker. Here's why. So before we get into all of this, let's talk about Kyle Walker as a footballer in his career. So, of course, started off his career, his Premier League career, elite level career at Tottenham Hotspur. Of course, had a spell coming through the Sheffield United Academy too. And he made 183 appearances for Tottenham Hotspur before making a blockbuster £50 million move up to Manchester City to play under Pep Guardiola and be their new right back. It had been a position where they semi-struggled in. Pablo Zabaleta was a fantastic player, but they never really replaced him until Walker came along. Of course, they actually played in the same squad together at certain points. And he has since gone on to win 5 Premier League titles with the Citizens, all alongside of playing 75 caps for England. And at 33 years old, he is set to leave Manchester City at the end of this season and has been in talks with Bayern Munich and now several Premier League clubs such as West Ham, Newcastle and Aston Villa. Liverpool have now reportedly entered the mix according to the Daily Mail. And it saw a lot of fans on Twitter go a little bit crazy saying how much of an awful prospect this would be. Why on earth are we signing a 33-year-old pensioner? But let me tell you right now, and you'll see by the title, a no-brainer, and it all comes down to the man who I mentioned at the start, Trent Alexander-Arnold. So Kyle Walker is still widely regarded as one of the best right-backs in the Premier League. He's someone who has been so integral for Pep Guardiola, and since this new sort of hybrid fullback role has come in, where John Stones has played in that role, he has been less used. However, he still did play 27 Premier League games this season and 39 in all competitions, as Manchester City went on to win the treble for the first time in their history. Overall, though, he's played 20 games the season prior, 24, 29, 33 and 32 in that time. So he's always been semi-regular, but in the last few seasons has played slightly less. One thing that I would also like to add about Kyle Walker is that in the 2018 World Cup and in certain games for Manchester City, he has played as a right centre-back, so he is able to play in that system. So where does Walker fit in for potentially a future transfer to Liverpool? So it is both those two positions. He's played at right-back orthodox for a long time, probably the vast majority of his career, and also at right centre-back. And I think with Ibrahima Konate in that position, he has injury tendencies. He can often be out for 2 to 3 months of a season. To have a player of Kyle Walker's experience in that position would be exceptional. So let's go through a list of reasons as well. So that's number one, is that he can play in a variety of roles. Number two is Trent Alexander-Arnold being unlocked. Of course, we saw it for England against Malta the other night, how well he settled into a direct midfield role. Nothing to do with being an inverted number 6 in this regard. I think a direct midfield role in that 4-3-3 would suit him down to the ground. I did a podcast earlier with Clive Tildesley, which will be live on the LFC Transfer Room channel soon, which I think will be, you know, he made it very abundantly clear, and obviously Jurgen Klopp knows a lot more than we do, that he for me, and I had to agree, he is a number 8, he is a midfielder, he settled in so comfortably, and yes, it was Malta, but he played so well, and it's something that I think he looks so much more confident and exuberant in midfield. So he still has to do the inverted stuff. If we are going to play that system, fine. But I think in the future, he is born to be in a number 8 position. He's born to be in a number 8 position. And at 24, it's not too late to change this. So it's to unlock that and to have an experienced player like Kyle Walker. Realistically, and this is reason number 3 on this, is that there isn't many right backs in the market. A lot of people have linked us to Pavard, who for me is more of a centre back / right back rather than a right back / centre back. I think we need to look for someone who's more like a right back, because we've got Konate who can play in that role. We looked at Pavard, we looked at Timber, who I think would be perfect. I did say in my dream transfer window video, I think that would be an absolutely perfect deal to get through. But realistically, those are the only 2 for me that even come close to Walker. And to get him on a free transfer for potentially 2 seasons, what is the harm? I genuinely don't see the harm in it. I see a lot of people saying, oh, we shouldn't be taking Manchester City's, debris. Arsenal have just taken Manchester City's debris and nearly won a league. It's not a bad thing. Liverpool signed James Milner from Manchester City on a free transfer, 8 years ago, and he's still at the club today. Obviously, Walker would not stay for that long, but yeah, that's another reason. There's not particularly many right-backs on the market at the moment. Another one is the homegrown rule. So it's been a bit of a, a key word, one of those thrown around where people don't actually know, how many homegrown players Liverpool need. Well, let's just say we're losing James Milner, we're losing Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. That's 2 that have gone from the homegrown quota. People are saying that Nat Phillips would potentially leave the club as well as Reece Williams. Kyle Walker fills that to start off with. He is a homegrown player who will make an impact. He won't just be someone signed as a third choice goalkeeper, i.e. Andy Lonergan or someone like that, to come in and just be used as a tick box exercise. Scott Carson's another one at Manchester City themselves. He's someone who could actually make a direct contribution. Also, I think experience and leadership. Obviously, Liverpool have lost 4 players and 2 leaders, in my opinion, in Milner and Firmino. Oxlade-Chamberlain as well, you could argue, was a leader in the dressing room. Having a player like Kyle Walker, who has been there and done it. He has literally won everything he has possibly could have won. And even if he took a back seat, I'm not complaining. I think it would be perfect. He is a man who has not only played in a European Championship final for England, but he has won 5 Premier League titles, 2 FA Cups, 4 League Cups, 2 Community Shields and a Champions League. So he's someone who literally has played in pretty much the biggest games. World Cup semi-finalist too, and played unbelievably in that tournament. Someone who has literally been there and done it all. So I personally do not see the problem with having someone like that in and around the club, especially if they can still contribute. Say if Liverpool were going for someone like Jesse Lingard, for example, I think that would be mental because he can't really contribute. Kyle Walker can contribute heavily. There's far too many pluses for Liverpool not to be involved. There is one negative for me, and that is his off-field behaviour. Now, we all know what Kyle Walker did earlier in this season with... I don't want to go into it because everybody knows. And that may be a stumbling block. People make mistakes. People make an idiot of himself. And he really did. It was embarrassing and what have you. And realistically, I think that may be a stumbling block in Liverpool going to sign him. Do we want someone like that right now? Some people may say no. I believe in second chances. I believe that Kyle Walker has proven himself throughout his career at Tottenham and Manchester City to be a consummate professional and somebody who can really influence a dressing room in a positive way. Yes, he made an absolute muppet of himself and he's not a young player anymore, so there's no real excuse. Okay, and that is just a retort because I know people will talk about that. But listen, for me, I think in a footballing term and off-field as well, Kyle Walker would be a brilliant signing at Liverpool as well. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you think Kyle Walker would be a good signing for the Reds? I am going to be away very, very soon, so you'll be seeing lots of pre-recorded videos. Might not even change shirts, so just bear with me. I am trying to put out some of the best content I possibly can. Pre-recorded as well, mostly, because I can't live stream because I'm too bloody busy. But pre-recorded videos I can do at random times and do that, so that's no problem. Thank you for the massive support, especially on the Vega and Kirktree videos. I will make more of that style of video. I know loads of people really like that. I will make more of those styles of videos very, very soon, so go and check them out if you haven't already. And I will see you very, very soon. I'm Chris Stonadge. This is the Stonadge channel. See you later. Bye-bye.